All right. First off, before I get into anything, I want to clarify that I am not an addict, nor did I struggle with addiction with methamphetamine specifically. Whew. So it's kind of hard figuring out what exactly I want to like say or share about this topic and this experience that I had, kind of in general, because like I can really like share each of the experiences that I had and like what I learned from them, because it really was like kind of from the first time of use, which I used it a couple of times, four to be exact. From the first time of use up until about the last time, it was like a progression of like different format. Like the first time was not smoked, it was ingested, and then the times after that were not only smoked but then combined with other things like G. I think each of the next three times after the first, I did it with like something else. And then essentially the last time I did it so much, because I just like was unaware of like this substance and like the side effects, as well as just like I was thinking precautionary like measures, but there are no precautionary measures when it comes to synthetic substance abuse and use. But really, I just want to like share, the impact, like I said, I think I said that it had on my life at the time. Really, like, it was really a reflection of what I was going through at the time, as well as, uh, being kind of the basis for the next chapter in my life. Because if you see kind of the last videos that I posted, the sound bath healing experience that I did, I would say around that time was when I started to really notice, well, because of the last methamphetamine use that I experienced, I really noticed a shift in my face. I had used it so much that last time that I got so paranoid. I went to the hospital, to the ER, and literally told them that my teeth were about to fall out. I also was honest that I had smoked meth, and they essentially said like, well, don't do drugs and we can't do anything about that. So it was sort of a really semi humiliating experience, because it just like I was so high out of my mind that I was like not then being hard on myself that I went to the ER and had this experience and like whatever. I'd also called my mother and like she wasn't helpful. I was really looking for someone to tell me to calm down, and she just like did the whole that's what you get kind of thing. So yeah, the sound bath experience that I did around that time, like maybe a couple weeks before, I had stopped filming really altogether because I had noticed a change in my face. Back to the teeth thing, I like was very paranoid about my teeth falling out for like months after that last time that I did it. I also was like more conscious of like the yellow on my teeth, the stain. I just like noticed like drooping in my face. I had like wrinkle lines, like literally these like frown lines right here were more pronounced. My cheeks were saggy, my eyes were like not the same. So it was for someone that's like trying to be on camera and like do vlogs, do videos, do art on camera and stuff. It was really difficult to film myself and feel confident, and also watch it back and then like want to like share that with people. So I guess just like overall the snapshot of my experience and my use, it really taught me about vanity, and that because I'm someone that's like conventionally attractive, at least I would say in my experience, I get that a lot. I was more prevalent and aware of my aging as a result of the methamphetamine use. So not only was I like, oh my God, like I do care about my looks and looking good and my health and stuff, I also am like afraid of aging, I guess. It really helped me have to like face that. And then shortly after that, in one of the other videos that I posted, I had found a job, and that's the job that I'm currently still with, as a substance abuse counselor. So it really came full circle, like having had experiences with substances. Meth wasn't the only thing that I was doing around that time. I had literally done shrooms, cocaine, Molly. I was smoking very often, drinking sort of often. and now literally doing meth. And then the meth experiences were also tied to hookup culture within the gay community. I was introduced to it literally hooking up with a guy. Each of the experiences after that were only because I was hooking up with somebody. And again, actually, I forgot to mention I did the G as well. So like literally all around this time about a year ago, like very much September, October, November, those 3 months were like really, really heavy substance use. And I guess because they were all different and not necessarily happening like day after day, I was kind of like, and also just mentally not in the best place. I had like, last May in 2024, graduated with my master's, moved home, was having lots of issues with my mother and then my family by extension. Um, and just trying to like find a job. I was trying to move out of my mother's because I had moved back home after being moved out and living on my own with like roommates or various partners of mine for like literally like from 1920 to about now 27. I had moved back home, was having a lot of issues with her. I was also at the same time like I had at 26 years old discovered myself, so it was really hard now having to be like put back in this box living with my mom. And I had told her, and I kind of knew that that would happen, just like any kid or child knows, especially an adult child knows, moving back home with your parent is not going to be easy, not going to be fun. I warned my mom, and I also asked her and tried to prep and be like, hey, like just please give me some time to transition and woo woo woo, this that and the other. She cannot do it. We're no here or there about the story. It's more just about like me not really feeling like it was a problem, and I don't know that I still do looking back on it. But ultimately, like I said, it really forced me to face my aging, to face the fact that I, am my what is it? Vitality, I guess, but not that. It's more my mortality. I'm sorry. It really forced me to face my mortality and the fact that not only am I going to die one day, but I also will be old one day and like visibly, physically look that way. So that was like a really intense, almost I would say scary experience. Cause like even though I stopped like whatever last November, maybe early December, I started my job this year, January 2025. I was very much like, stepping away almost altogether from substances. I was still smoking in the beginning of this year, so that's why I say almost. But I vividly and like emotionally remember working at my current role at the beginning of the year and just like every like few minutes going to the bathroom and like checking on my teeth that they didn't fall out. Like I just would stare at my face in the mirror for like minutes and just be like, oh my god, my face. Like I was really impacted by that, and I only did it only as if it's not bad the one time. I did it 4 times. So now being on the kind of other end of the spectrum as a substance abuse counselor and treating patients that literally have methamphetamine, cocaine, alcohol, marijuana, PCP, like all of these like really, serious substance use disorders, it's just like it very much became so apparent and like also mind boggling that like substance use is this prevalent not only in our communities but within my own world as well. Like I don't know, like I just before last year never really like it never really hit me that like substance abuse is this strong of an issue and like this prevalent of an issue in the community as well. And then like things like synthetic substances such as methamphetamine are like very serious. Like and mind you, I literally watched Breaking Bad. I remember like when that show was out, like, and I don't know, like I knew of meth. I just like it was a very unusual time last year. It was very new what I was experiencing. So I say all that to say that still with hindsight, I'm grateful that it happened because not only can I relate to my patients now because I have had experiences with substance use and misuse, I'll say, of the substances, not necessarily abuse, because I wasn't really, or have never really been addicted to anything. But once, I got my hands on that methamphetamine and that found its way into my life, it was a very, intense um experience. I'll just leave it at that. So I guess I just like want people to know that it's like, because I guess the last bit of that is that I'm grateful, right? Because now I have this experience to learn from, and we shouldn't really have regrets in life. And even then, I definitely have regrets, but my substance use experiences are not one of them, because it's really taught me a lot. And it, like I said, has really helped me face my own mortality, which I thought that I was okay with before then. And like in reality, I was so not okay and ready for that, to the point that I, stopped filming altogether. I kind of stopped posting. I then started doing Uber before I found this job. So I was like, really, like, that job was killing me. Like, it was, I was sleeping 12-hour days. I was so tired after doing a shift. It also was killing my car. Like, I was getting to the point where like my car was breaking down on me doing Uber so much. So it's like, so in a weird way, like everything kind of really happened very divinely timed and like as it was meant to, I guess. Because quickly after that, I kind of just, like I said, stopped filming, stopped posting. I like was just always in the mirror, like in my bathroom, in the mirror, looking at my face and my teeth, and just like, what did I do? What did I do? And going through it by myself, mind you, like not only leading up to all of that, but after as well, I really went through all of that by myself. So I am really grateful that I got through that and there was silver linings through it, and I really stuck, you know 10 toes down on like getting through it. Like I don't know what was keeping me going. I mean, I do, because like, I before my birthday, so this is like July-ish, I started to feel a bit suicidal, because like just life was really hitting me like in a way like never before, even though I had been moved out for like literally almost 10 years, and doing adulthood and figuring it out and not being prepared for it and blase yada yada yada. I was really trying to like restart my life. And it's so interesting too that within spirituality, like, and astrology and like transits and stuff, that your Saturn returns around 27 to 29 years old. Didn't know that until I was in it, but it makes a lot of sense. I was really feeling the impact of that, and just trying to like reset my adulthood and my relationship to um the world, and like how I wanted to move and what I wanted to do, and like being an artist and stuff. So it was really eye-opening, going through all of that last year, and trailblazing through it. Like I don't know that I was like fully at bottom, but I was definitely close to scraping the bottom of that barrel, because I just like I guess I knew that I just had to keep going, because I brought up spirituality because I, although was feeling suicidal, I would never do anything to myself. I kind of have like a funny joke about it, that like I believe in reincarnation so much that I don't want to risk it. I don't want to like end up back here on this planet and stuck, by not learning my karmic lessons and stuff. So I'm really grateful that I didn't, succumb to addiction, and then especially something like methamphetamine. And some of my patients, I have a patient who that is her DOC, her drug of choice. That's what we call it. And she looks fine. Like her appearance, I feel like it was not affected in the way that I saw my appearance get affected. I even felt like I lost bone marrow. Like I had, like in my jaw, like I have like this kind of dip in my jaw that I don't know if that was ever there before. So that's what I mean by like it really forced, but also made me aware of like my own vanity as well, that like I never really noticed my face like that, and like my bone structure and my teeth. And I did feel a difference in my bite as well. That's why I started panicking. But just the simple fact that lasted months, even after stopping use, that was just again, very intense. That's the best word that I can, give, because I don't want to like judge, and I don't want to be hard on people that are literally already struggling as it is. But I know from my current job and my role as a substance use counselor, you only do substances and abuse them to escape or seek pleasure. So I would very much say I was like teetering back and forth on each of those, like very much trying to just escape my current circumstances at that time, and just like experience some bit of pleasure, because like life was really hitting hard. Um but at the same time I was figuring it out, and I'm still figuring it out, not necessarily substance use, but just adulthood, my artistry, sharing my story and myself, my being, as I say, with people. So that's essentially it. That's as much as I feel the need to share about this. I really, I guess, would like to stress the point of how prevalent and how strong of an issue it is for an individual, and then us as a society and our community. Now being on the opposite end as a substance use counselor, like it's really hard, y'all. Like even relapse is a part of recovery. I know that, now, and just the point that I really am stressing is that I was unaware of this, like unaware of this as an issue, this like being so closely connected to me and my like communities. Like, I'm not necessarily just gay, but I am connected to the gay community as a queer, bisexual person. Bisexual, pansexual, honestly. We're nor here nor there either. But yeah, it's very closely connected, and it's something that, so many people are struggling with. So I just like, want to be an example for people to learn from. That's kind of like what all of my artistry is, just like showing people that you can do whatever it is that you want, and that you have the talent, the skill, you have the bravery, you have the confidence to do the same thing that I'm doing. And that is really it. Like just, learn from others' experiences. That's something that I always prided myself on growing up, that like please let me learn from other people's experiences and mistakes. Because yes, learn from your mistakes, but learn from others' mistakes as well. That's something that I just like a model that I followed and told myself. So hopefully my experience, my story inspired you a bit to either not pick up, or if you have picked up, to go easy on yourself, give yourself grace. And even if you have picked up and then abused beyond just the use, that is also okay. Just find your nearest treatment center. Take recovery very seriously. Understand that it's going to be different for everybody. It's going to take as many times as it's going to take. Relapse is a part of recovery for some people. At the same time though, just giving yourself sobriety is like the key. Just giving, like with the level of care that I work in specifically, and I think most of them, it's about like a 2-month average window of treatment. So it's really to like give you sobriety so that you can like, because some of these substances will take years to like get out your system. They can take weeks to months to years. So it's really just trying to help establish some level of stability in your life, and like save space away from the substance that you struggle with. And that I feel like it's something that people miss a lot when it comes to recovery. Like they're just like, oh, like I don't want to do this, I hate this, I just want to use, I just want, like, it's just really like a mindset and a perspective shift that really will make or break recovery. At the same time though, like at my organization specifically, we say that and believe and share that addiction is a disease of choice. Specifically, it's not just a disease, or it's not a disease of behavior, it's a disease of choice. That depending on your environment, your genetics, your like situation, your mental health, like so many factors, your biology, they will make you more or less likely inclined to be able to say no when it comes to substance use and abuse as well. Like it's not that like, oh, if you wanted to, you would stop. It's literally that it's a disease of choice, that you are more or less likely able to say no to substance use than someone else. So saying that if someone wanted to, they would is not, truth. truthful, I'm sorry, and not helpful either. So that's essentially it, y'all. Thank you for listening to my, story and maybe learning a bit from my mistakes. I hope that there was a lesson here somewhere. And if there's anything you want to share, please share in the comments. I love you. Bye.